They'll interrupt you. They try to make you lose track of your thought process. They try to scatter your mind. All because the power of your voice. The power is in your voice. They will always try and distract your mind, try and knock you off track. Okay? But believe me, you're heard. Chosen ones, they feel mental tension and discomfort. Toxic personality types will feel this mental tension and discomfort from your words. Okay, it's cognitive dissonance that they go through. Do your research on cognitive dissonance. And all they'll do is put up their defense mechanisms, right? But really, they've got conflicting beliefs in their ideas. Okay. I'll give you an example of cognitive dissonance, right? This is nothing to do with narcissism or anything like that, but like, say you smoke, okay, and you think it's bad for you, but you smoke every day, okay? That's a mental discomfort, that's a mental tension that I'm trying to describe there. This is what they go through when you express yourself with your truths, okay? Because you crack the mask, right? You also crack the mirror. Them trying to mirror you, you hit to the root, all right? And this is why they'll interrupt you. They'll try and make you forget what you're saying. They'll escalate situations. And this is what they do, okay? I've dealt with this from many different angles in my life, right? From different narcissists and psychopaths and sociopaths, right? They interrupt you. And before you're aware, like, what you're saying is true, all right? But they can make you feel like you're in the wrong. And they'll do that in a flash, right? But really, they're having cognitive dissonance. Narcissists and toxic personality types, they suffer from cognitive dissonance. They are conscious that what they're doing is wrong, okay? They are conscious what they're doing is wrong. They're aware they're doing what's wrong. This is kind of answer my question, you know, with this cognitive dissonance. They're aware that they've done wrong, okay? They are aware, and they feel mental tension and discomfort from having a conversation with you. But do they let you know? No, they don't. And that's why they fail to change. For those of you that want to save them, you want to help them, okay? They'll try and fool you to make you think you're wrong and make you detach from reality or gaslight you. And you'll notice the patterns of behavior with these people, all right? They'll start trying to gaslight. They'll start trying to minimize. They'll start trying to devalue. They do all this in very strategic ways just to distract them from the reality that they're facing with this cognitive dissonance, to ease their mental tension, to ease the discomfort. This eases it. If they can fool you, it eases their discomfort, okay? So I need you to understand that not everyone can speak to the depths of a soul of a narcissist. Mainly chosen ones, empaths and genuine souls, will be able to speak directly to the soul, to the source of them. You'll be able to do that. Many of you will be able to do that, and they're the ones that know, okay? Obviously, if you get in a back and forth conversation, they'll try and block out reality. They'll try and gaslight you. They'll try and devalue you. They'll try and charm you. They'll even try and love bomb you. They'll even try and do these things, right? And it's not just romantic relationships. It's friendships, it's family members, it's bosses, it's colleagues, it's associates. It's all types, right? They'll do this, right? And you've got to remember what you're saying. And really, as much power that you have in your voice, it's best not to engage with them on the topics that they're wanting to engage in. Because when you start scooting around and picking up on points that they're raising and stuff, there's no point. Because those very points that they're bringing up or they're trying to say is like gaslighting, is devaluing. when you scratch beneath the surface of all the jumbled up words of whatever they're saying, it's actually discomfort, it's tension, it's gaslighting, and this is their way of coping with the fact that you've spoke to the source of them, the conscious part of them that knows they're doing wrong. Okay? Do they apologize? Like, no. Some of them do. I spoke to people in sessions. Some of them do. They do apologize. Is it sincere apology? No, it's not. It's further gaslighting. It's manipulation. Right? They try all of these tactics and they're doing it non-stop. In every moment, in every waking moment, in every living moment. They're doing that. They're manipulating. To sum it up, right? They're manipulating constantly. Okay? But they deeply suffer with this cognitive dissonance, and it's your voice, your powerful voice, is why toxic people don't want to hear you speak, right? They don't want to hear you speak because you hurt their feelings. You give them intense narcissistic injuries, right? Just from your words. Makes them feel small, right? And this is what they do. This is what they do. Okay? So they are suffering, right? They have a conscious awareness and they have a split thought process. You know, they're aware of what you're saying is true, but they're not true. So they're never going to coincide with you on that subject matter because they don't talk what's true. They don't want to talk about that. They want to manipulate. They want to gaslight. They want to escalate. They want to do all that. They don't want to talk about your truths, right? So that's where silence comes in. And I know some of you, because I've spoken to some of you are so deeply enmeshed still with these narcissists in your life. It could be a family member, it could be someone you can't really get rid of or something like that. It could even be a child. I've heard of people having narcissistic children, right? When you're aware of that, realize that they do hear you. They know what you're saying is true. And that's where you just need to fall back and be a bit diplomatic in the way that you communicate and really want nothing more to do with them. Okay, some of you are so deeply enmeshed. I understand. You know, I've heard of people, you know, some people that have had to deal with narcissistic ill health, right? Some narcissists have died on them, you know, when I've spoken to, right? They do hear you, okay? They do hear you. Narcissists manipulate until the end, right? You know, all the way through into the elderly years, and that's why you need to get the hell out, right? You need to get the hell away from them, all right? But your words carry weight, and they don't like the way you speak. They really, really don't like the way you speak because you taught the truth, and it cracks that mirror. And you've been doing this from before you even realized you were doing this. You've been doing this from before you even realized you were doing this. I'm telling you. So think about what I said and just realize that chosen ones, there's a hidden power in your voice, right? You carry a lot of power in your voice and your communication. And you may be quiet. You may be someone who keeps to yourself or does this and does that. But still, when you speak, it pierces these toxic personality types. It pierces these narcissists. I'm telling you, it pierces these sociopaths and psychopaths, right? It brings, because they're all about falsehood, right? And you're just so true, right? And authentic that it just breaks them apart. So anyway, thank you so much for listening today. I really appreciate the support. Please book a session if you'd like to. If you'd like to donate or support to the channel, you can. If you'd like to check out the spiritual channel, you also can. So anyway, I'll be back on a video soon. Peace.